Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Soon it's going to be news from Grogu's.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I guess not. But yesterday, we had a new recap video on Disney, posted by Lucasfilm, of course, on the Star Wars YouTube channel. I don't know if they've put it up on Disney Plus or not yet. It's a catch-up video. They did a catch-up video for Season 1 when Season 2 came out. So now, because Season 3 is coming out, they put up another catch-up video. It's like 2.5 minutes or almost 3 or something. Kind of glosses over Mando Season 1, Season 2, and hits on some of those points from Book of Boba Fett.
Like, somehow Grogu has returned?
I mean, it's weird to think that in 2.5 minutes you can catch up on 2.5 seasons.
It's kind of a reminder of the basics. It's not really reminding
yeah.
you of everything that happened.
The recap video is also a bookend with trailer footage from Season 3. It is kind of fun to take a trip down memory lane watching the show grow from just being Din and Grogu to including more Mandalorians like bo-katan, including Boba Fett, adding in Ahsoka and her quest, and even Luke Skywalker.
Who?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
More important for casual viewers is, of course, that footage from Book of Boba Fett. It's got Din and Grogu's reunion, as well as Din's conversation with the armorer about him removing his helmet and what that means. These are important, super important facts to know going into Season 3. Can you imagine going into Season 3 not knowing the fact that he's an apostate, to see him training with the Darksaber?
Well, everybody kind of points out that, Grogu's going to be back. That'll be surprising. But what about everything else that happened in there? With him taking his helmet off and kind of getting cast out, and now his new mission?
Yes.
The whole premise of Season 3 seems to take place or be introduced in the Book of Boba Fett.
Exactly. The whole thing, his mission is to go to Mandalore because he's an apostate, because he removed his helmet, to bathe in the living waters.
Yeah.
But all we've been concentrating on is, hey, how come Grogu's back? But no, we need to know what this mission is and why he's going on it, where he met up with the armorer and Paz again. I mean, Paz battled him for the Darksaber again. He's training with it.
We learned more about the Darksaber, too, about it being heavy and how he can't use it, and a lot of cool things in there that you have missed out on in the Book of Boba Fett, yeah.
In those Mando Boba Fett episodes.
Yeah, the Mando 2.5 episodes.
Even for the well-informed fans, it's worth a quick reminder, if you're not planning to rewatch the series, you could also watch our episode reviews, another of which will be coming out tonight. In the entire run of Season 1 and 2 of Mando, as well as those Book of Boba Fett episodes, will be up before the new season arrives.
Ooh, that's a promise.
It is a promise. We're going to get there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. We also got a couple other gifts from Disney yesterday. We got a brand new poster.
Cool. Yeah, I saw that one.
Grogu's not on it. That's
actually
really important to note. Is
you're
that
trying to sell this fact that I hate Grogu or something.
You don't hate Grogu.
No, I love Grogu. I think he's great. I think I dare say he saved Star Wars.
You just want to make sure that the season stays balanced. That he's in it, yes, and he has to have a purpose.
Yes.
And he can't overshadow the purpose that Mando is on as well. They have to work together and be the show together, and not just be the Grogu show with splashes.
I hate when
Mando.
the thing becomes the purpose. Pirates of the Caribbean is the perfect example of that, in my opinion. Where Captain Jack Sparrow in the first movie is great, and then he becomes the purpose of the movies.
Yes.
And it just loses something.
But what's interesting is there's no purpose for Grogu now.
Yes, he needs a purpose. He needs an actual purpose.
Going into this season is Mando's purpose. Mando wants to go to Mandalore to take a bath in living water so he can put his helmet back on, rejoin the tribe, and we know that that's going to cause issues with bo-katan.
Yeah.
And just drag more Mandalorians into the open. Grogu doesn't have a story going into this. He came back. That's all.
He sort of has a little story with Luke, and he's done something now. He made a choice, but that's literally the only thing he's done is made a choice not to be a Jedi and to go back to Mando.
He's made a choice to go back to Mando, so he doesn't have a huge story thing because Mando's mission, Season 1 and Season 2, was Grogu.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's not.
Well, it still kind of is. What is he going to do with him now? What is because there's no way Grogu just goes and does his own thing. He needs Mando, so.
Well, they're a clan now, so they're just going to go and travel together. Another thing we got from Disney yesterday, we got a 40-second clip from Mandalorian Season 3 showing Carl Weathers reuniting with Din and Grogu.
Or Grief Karga.
Same person.
Apollo Creed, if you prefer.
We have less than 2 weeks to go until Season 3 premieres. And now we've got the 40-second uninterrupted clip from the new episode. It's got Grief Karga. Seems to be the first time he's meeting up with Din after he was reunited with Grogu.
Yes. I'm guessing this is like early episode 1 of Season 3 here.
The clip first surfaced on the Apple App Store and then was on Reddit, and now it's available wherever you type it in on YouTube.
There?
It just, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't really supposed to be released yet. Maybe it was kind of, I don't know. I mean, they have been releasing 40-second clips. It's kind of a tradition for the live-action stuff. Since Book of Boba Fett revealed a 40-second clip featuring him and Fennec Shand walking through Mos Espa. Then Obi-Wan had released a 40-second clip showing Obi-Wan and Owen meeting up. Andor had one on Good Morning America showing Cassian arguing with Nurchi from the first arc of the series. 40 seconds is apparently the perfect time to give you a clip.
It's the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. The clip is interesting. Grief is wanting Mando to settle down and live on Navarro, saying he'd be living like landed gentry, and you're an apostate? Well, stay! Why don't you could just live here now? But Mando's like, no, I want to go and take my
bath
thing, and I want to rejoin my group. But I want to know, why is Grief so adamant, to get him to move in? Yeah, I mean, we know in the trailer we saw the town coming under siege by pirates. So is he wanting him to move in as, guaranteed safety for the town? But we also know that Mandalorians are going to be arriving to help with that.
Yeah.
So did either Grief manage to get in touch with the covert and kind of invite them back with promises, of a give-and-take safety type thing?
Yeah, it could be.
Or does Mando find them and send them back there? I mean, could pirates maybe attacked later in the season?
I think that's going to be early. I don't think we've seen much from the back half.
I don't really either. Either way, I'm guessing things didn't work out with Marshal Cara Dune. Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah, I think she'll just... Somehow Cara Dune has disappeared.
She's disappeared. She's gone.
Yes.
She went on a mission and never came back.
She roamed out into the lava fields, and that was the end of Cara Dune.
What else?
Her name is likely or unlikely to ever be mentioned again in Star Wars. For better or worse.
Exactly.
Depending on your point of view, which we will leave alone.
All right, what else is interesting is throughout the entire conversation, which is kind of recapping a little information, kind of just exposition, we have Grogu flexing his Force abilities. He's spinning the chair he's sitting in, then he's using it to eat Grief's Skittles.
It makes me think right back to episode 2 with Anakin doing the fruit trick for Padme and saying how, Obi-Wan would be very, grumpy if I did this. You're not supposed to use the Force just to grab a Skittle. You don't use it to taste the rainbow.
So you can do what he wants.
But nevertheless, it is interesting to see that he has a bit more. He's remembered some of his training according to Luke and Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett. So what does that mean now that he's getting his powers back? He's learning how to do... How is he going to use them?
He's flexing them a lot more. It's not draining him like it used to when he was in season 1.
Well, I mean, grabbing a Skittle is different from lifting a Mudhorn.
Yeah, but he grabbed a Skittle, spinning the chair. He's just force.
No different according to Yoda. Size matters not. But I still think a Skittle and a Mudhorn are a bit different.
But it is interesting because he is remembering, he's flexing his powers a bit more. It's actually an interesting way to kind of cover... Exposition time, we'll just watch Baby Yoda do weird things. Okay, fine.
I do feel like that's what he's good for, flashing to Yoda to cover up the fact that maybe something boring, quote unquote, is happening. I mean, I don't find conversation in shows boring, but if you're a kid, you're going to be more focused on the spinning chair than Grief Karga trying to convince Mando to live on Navarro.
To invest in real estate on Navarro.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's going to be a lot going on in Season 3. I mean, to top it all off, we might have more Mandalorians than we even know in this season. I mean, we know we've got the 4 from the poster. We've got Bo-Katan. We've got Mando, Armor, and Paz Vizsla.
What about Sabine?
But the door isn't closed on Boba Fett possibly showing up. Maybe getting some of that redemption.
There's no way Boba Fett don't show up in this episode.
Tamora Morrison said he wanted redemption for his character, acknowledging that he wasn't the badass bounty hunter he wanted to be.
We all do, Tamora. We all do.
Why not? Why not bring him back?
He's much better in The Mandalorian. He's so much cooler in other people. Why is it everybody's cooler in other people's shows?
I don't know. And even as you mentioned,
when you cameo and guest star, you get to do cool stuff.
Why not bring in Sabine Wren?
Yeah, I mean, that could be a segue into the Ahsoka series, right?
I mean, Sabine and Bo-Katan know each other.
Yeah.
Quite well.
We heard from Favreau that we will have no Skeleton Crew association, but he didn't say anything about Ahsoka series.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see more Ahsoka series. I mean, it would be interesting to see Sabine show up. So we kind of have a little bit of like, oh, okay, so she knows Bo-Katan. They're friends. They do Mandalore stuff. And she also knows Ahsoka.
Yeah, there's a lot of connections.
And now they're going to go off on a mission together. Okay, this all makes sense.
Yep.
It would make so much sense to see Sabine show up. But only time will tell, and we don't have too much time left.
Sabine gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan, too, so there's also that connection.
A lot to look forward to.
I think so, yeah.
We'll have a big speculation video coming up
Real soon.
Probably a little closer. I would say a little bit closer. We'll get to that 1 week left and be like, and here it is. But
here's what we think is going to happen, and we'll be dead wrong, but enjoy it anyway. All right, well, I guess that's all we got for you this time, so now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of this 40-second clip or the little catch-up video, or go check out our catch-up videos. Whatever the case may be, leave your comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars, and until next time, thanks for watching.